And my brother went to Hart School of Music in
nice.
Hartford.
Yeah.
And he auditioned on the piano, but I'm pretty sure he was a drummer throughout high school.
Oh, cool.
And I think he learned the drums by the formal way, by reading and learning how to do it that way. And then he learned the piano just by ear. And when he auditioned with the piano. He just did it all by ear, which
that's incredible.
Is how I've kind of started to learn. We have a piano upstairs.
Sure.
My arms and hands get so tired. I don't know if it's that way with the drums, but oh my God, I don't know if it's because I'm trying to hold my hands like this.
Yeah,
you give me 2 minutes on the piano and I'm toast. I'm just like, I got arm pump right away.
Oh, exactly. Well, yeah, it's probably muscles you're not used to using in that way, at least, because I feel like drums is a lot like moto. Like we get a lot of the same injuries hand wise with like the blisters and things like that. With where you hold the grips is kind of where the drumsticks happen. But with piano, when you have to especially you have to stretch out your hands and things like that, it can be really awkward.
Not do you that get I arm pump piano. When you drum.
We do. So mostly I've learned it's different now that we play with like a metronome live, to where I'm not less excited, but I'm not starting off too hard or too fast. Now that we have a metronome, like I can kind of pace myself a little bit better, where I'm not gripping the sticks like death grip, which is kind of how
What's the metronome and what is that doing?
Oh, so metronome is just pretty much, it has count-ins to the songs. It's just a really annoying click in your ears to make sure that you're on time with the band and in tempo. And for us, we have count-ins that like will lead into the song. But having that, or if you don't have that, you might start a song off too fast and like grip too hard on the sticks, which will just lock up your arms completely. So you kind of have to learn how to pace yourself and try and do stretches as best you can to help with that. But it happens every once in a while when you haven't played shows or gigs in a while and you're getting back into it. You're always going to have some sort of lockup. It's no matter what you're doing.
Because you're working muscles that are specific.
Yeah.
I mean, it's same with me. And right now, the crazy thing is I think people assume I ride all the time, right?
Yeah.
Because especially we have so much content.
Sure.
People are like, man, you first of all must be traveling nonstop, which I'm not right now at all. It appears that way. And you must ride all the time.
Yeah.
And I don't. I almost never ride. So when I'm at class, like the little bit of demonstration work that I do is my riding.
Yeah.
And it's such specific muscle groups.
Yeah.
And I think it's actually been good for me because in the last year or two, like I've done so little riding compared to the past that I now have empathy and understand the average people that are showing up for these classes when they do the 5-minute or 10-minute stand-up drill and they're complaining about all these muscles. Before I was like, are you kidding me? Like that's not even, this is so easy.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, oh, all right, I get it now.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Especially like when because I don't ride very often at all. But when I do, it's like you said, you're using muscles you're not used to using, especially if you're trying to do everything that you teach, which is the proper way of doing things, which is not easy for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, your arms are burning or lower back or legs or whatever it is. It's funny how quickly for motocross and people, I don't feel like people outside of motocross really understand how physical it really is. I feel like a lot of people that I talk to, it's like, oh, they're just sitting around. And I'm like, no, these are the most tough, like, amazing athletes on the planet. And I feel like people don't really understand that.
No. And because it can look so easy when you are watching it from the outside in.
Yeah.
And it almost can start feeling easy too. Like sometimes when I go out and ride, I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm not doing a whole lot, but give me 2 laps. And I'm just like, uh-oh.
Yeah. Well, especially like all the pros like yourself. I mean, you guys just make it look easy. You make it like you hop on there and form is perfect and you're hitting, like, especially Supercross is such a beautiful looking sport.
Yep.
Like, it's just fun to watch, but also, I mean, you guys just make it look so easy, but there's not a shot that I would ever go on a Supercross track.
If you guys enjoyed this podcast clip and you want to listen to full episodes, you can do so on Spotify and Apple Music. If you want to send in your own video submission, you can join us in the Moto Academy family inside of the Moto Academy app by just going to themotoacademy.com. That's also where you can sign up for a class. Okay, guys, see you next episode.